Hi, my name is Andrea Cruz, and I represent the defendants in this matter, Lindsay and Luann Crane-Traeger. The plaintiffs, Jean and Constance Vernon, have brought a claim of breach of contract against my clients because the Vernons assert that my clients failed to follow through on an oral contract for the sale of Riot Foods, which was formed on August 20th of 2016. The Vernons claim the oral agreement constitutes a contract under the UCC because a contract for the sale of goods can be made in any way that is sufficient to show an agreement, which even includes conduct by both parties, that recognizes the existence of a contract. Additionally, the Vernons claim that the $15,000 payment my clients gave them was a down payment on the agreed-upon purchase price of $170,000, the balance of which was to be paid by my clients when they secured financing from the bank. Finally, the Vernons assert that all material terms of a deal need not be written down for a contract to exist under the UCC. Although the UCC does govern contracts for the sale of goods, even those that are not in writing or with all of the material terms of a deal drafted in legalese, it will not read in a contract where one does not exist. Therefore, it is my client's position that there was no contract with the Vernons for the purchase of Riot Foods, and accordingly my clients did not commit breach by deciding not to move forward with purchasing Riot Foods. The Crane-Traegers are novices in the business of running a food truck business. Thus, they were interested in operating Riot Foods for the balance of the festival season to determine whether the business would be a good investment. Accordingly, they agreed to pay the Vernons $15,000 for the ability to continue considering whether they wanted to purchase Riot Foods, since the Vernons asserted they had another interested buyer. Additionally, the discussions between the Vernons and the Crane-Traegers left too many critical terms of a business purchase in an ambiguous state. For example, there was no agreement about a timeline for securing bank financing or whether the Crane-Traegers had the right to decide whether the terms of the financing they might receive were even favorable. For instance, if the Crane-Traegers were to receive bank approval for a loan, but the interest rate was 25%, did they have to accept the loan and follow through with the purchase? Or what if they were only able to secure a $75,000 loan? Did that mean they had secured bank financing for purposes of the oral agreement? If a contract actually existed, it would be highly unlikely that the Vernons would allow the Crane-Traegers to continue operating Riot Foods, including keeping all of the profits, for an unlimited amount of time until the Crane-Traegers decided to apply for financing. Conversely, the Crane-Traegers would not have agreed to purchase the business upon receiving bank financing without the ability to determine whether the financing offer was reasonable. There was also no discussion about what would happen if they were unable to secure financing. For example, was the $15,000 payment refundable, or did the Crane-Traegers simply forfeit that payment? There is also an open question as to what the Crane-Traegers actually purchased from the Vernons. My clients would not agree to purchase a business without knowing what exactly they were purchasing. For instance, did they purchase all of the business assets of Riot Foods? Was that including the truck and inventory? Did they purchase the business name, the customer list? And also, at what point would the Vernons transfer the title and insurance to the Crane-Traegers? And finally, Lindsay testified that she specifically declined Jean Vernon's suggestion that the parties sign something stating that they were in no position to sign anything because they had not received loan money from their bank. In conclusion, there are far too many open-ended questions about the terms of the alleged sale of Riot Foods for a basic agreement to have existed between the Vernons and the Crane-Traegers under the UCC. Accordingly, my clients did not commit breach of contract because there was no contract to breach.